Hello everyone and welcome to another video on Woo English. Today we are covering another important, interesting theme or topic, and we are going to discover it and explore this theme through another audiobook. So you are going to listen to a 7-chapter audiobook today about a topic that a lot of people are very interested in. Football. Now that I said the word, maybe a lot of you are wondering, why do we need a whole audiobook about football? We know a lot about it. We know what are the games, what are the championships, what are the tournaments going on. But we are not going to talk just about football. We are going to talk about football in relation to politics. We are going to talk about the upcoming World Cup and its relation to what's going on, the context in which it's going to take place. I think we all know that there is a whole war going on now in the world. There are a lot of crises going on in the world. And one of them is between the United States and Iran. Both countries are participating in the World Cup. So how is that going to play out in the upcoming World Cup? Another thing is that a lot of countries are fighting each other. There is violence in some countries, like Mexico, for example, which is also participating in the World Cup. How is that going to affect its participation? Another big issue is the ongoing inflation, the big prices, the high prices of everything. And of course, when we talk about prices in football, we need to talk about the prices of the tickets. How much are the tickets going to be? There is also a new thing going on right now, which is that some countries are banned. They are not allowed to come, especially their fans. They are not allowed to come to the United States. Some countries are not deciding to send their fans to the United States. So there are a lot going on right now, and we need to understand how is that going to play in this big, huge tournaments that a lot of people, billions actually of people around the world will be following. Before we start, of course, before we go to listen to the audiobook that we chose for you today, make sure to subscribe. If you are new to the channel, this is a channel that teaches you English through stories, through audiobooks. You will benefit widely from it. Of course, after you subscribe, make sure to activate that bell so that whenever we drop a new video, a new story, you are notified. If you are already a fan, already a Woo Englisher, make sure to click the like button if you enjoy our videos. And if you are sure that you will enjoy this one as well, make sure to click that like button to push this video and make it appear on the feed of other people that may need it. And since we are talking about need, if you know someone who needs to improve their English, who wants to improve and are looking for a good channel, make sure to recommend for them Woo English and maybe send them the link to this channel or maybe this video. Before we go, also another thing that I always remind our viewers of is to achieve maximum benefit from this video. Make sure to do 3 things. First, make sure to listen for the first time just to enjoy the music of the video, to enjoy the flow, the tones, the music, as we say, of the English that is being spoken. Number 2, after you listen for the first time, listen another time, but this time, the second one, make sure to listen for new words that you are just discovering. After you do that, go to the first comment in the comment section. You will find a quiz that will help you see if you have understood and took the maximum out of the video. So you need to test yourself, and we have that in the comment section. Of course, you will find all our audiobooks in the wooenglish.com website. And finally, this is a B1 video, which means that it will greatly benefit intermediate students or learners, but if you are higher or lower, you will still benefit in your own way. Without further ado, let's listen to the first chapter, the 2026 World Cup.
Chapter 1. The biggest World Cup ever. Something very big is coming. In the summer of 2026, a football tournament will begin. But not just any tournament. This one is different. Bigger than anything the world has seen before. For the first time in history, 48 countries will play. Not 32, like before. 48, 16 more teams, more games, more cities, more fans, more of everything. And for the first time, 3 countries will share the stage. The United States, Canada, Mexico, 3 nations, 1 tournament. The matches will take place in 16 different cities, 11 of them in the United States, 3 in Mexico, 2 in Canada, from Los Angeles to Toronto, from Mexico City to Boston, from Seattle to Miami. The distances are enormous. Some cities are more than 3,000 kilometers apart. There will be 104 matches, not 64 like in the past. 104. The tournament will last 39 days. That is longer than any World Cup before. The opening match will be in Mexico City, at the famous Estadio Azteca, a stadium full of history, full of memories, a place where Maradona once danced with the ball. The final will be in New Jersey, at a massive stadium near New York. More than 80,000 people will fill the seats. And for the first time, the final will have a halftime show, like the Super Bowl. This is something new for football. The format has changed too. 12 groups of 4 teams. The top 2 from each group go through, plus the 8 best third-place teams. Then, a new round begins. A round of 32. This round never existed before. More teams means more stories. Countries that have never played in a World Cup now have a chance. Small nations. New faces. New dreams. But more also means more problems. More logistics. More travel. More heat. More cost. More things that can go wrong. Some matches will be played in cities where summer temperatures reach 35 degrees or higher. In Texas, in Houston, in Mexico, players will struggle with the heat. Fans will feel it too. The distances between cities worry many people. A team might play one match in Seattle, then fly to Miami for the next one. That is almost 5,000 kilometers. Jet lag, tiredness, difficult conditions. Fans have similar problems. Flying between host cities is expensive. Hotels are full. Prices are rising. This World Cup wants to be the biggest celebration of football ever. And in many ways, it will be. But celebrations need more than stadiums and schedules. They need a peaceful world. They need open doors. They need trust. And right now, in 2026, those things are not easy to find. The world is watching this tournament, not only for the football, but for everything around it. Because this World Cup is not just about sport, it is a mirror. And the reflection is complicated. Chapter 2. War follows the ball. Football is supposed to bring the world together. That is what people say. That is what FIFA says. One ball. One game. One world. But in 2026, the world is not united. It is tense. It is divided. And that tension has reached the World Cup. Iran qualified for the tournament. It is one of the strongest teams in Asia. This would be its 7th World Cup. For Iranian football fans, this was a moment of pride, a reason to celebrate. But then, something changed. The United States and Israel launched military attacks against Iran. A war began, real war, with missiles, with destruction, with fear, and suddenly, the World Cup became part of the conversation. How can a country play a football tournament in a nation that is bombing it? How can Iranian players walk onto a pitch in Los Angeles or Seattle? How can fans cheer while their families at home hear explosions? These are not football questions. These are human questions. The head of Iran's Football Federation spoke on television. He said it was difficult to look at the World Cup with hope during such a painful time. These words were heavy, full of sadness, full of truth. Iran asked FIFA to move its matches, not to cancel them, just to move them from the United States to Mexico. A simple request, but not a simple answer. FIFA said no. The schedule was set. The logistics were too complicated to change. The organization said it would continue to monitor the situation. This has never happened before in football history. A host country at war with a participating team. There is no rule for this, no playbook, no previous example. Iran's matches were scheduled in Los Angeles and Seattle. Los Angeles has a large Iranian community. Many Iranians live there. They work there. They raise families there. Some of them still dream of watching their team play. But under the current situation, will they feel safe? Will they feel welcome? This question has no easy answer. As of now, Iran has not officially withdrawn from the tournament, but the uncertainty remains. Every day, the situation changes. Every day, the news brings new questions. Football cannot stop wars. Everyone knows that. But football can become trapped by them. And in 2026, the beautiful game is caught between politics and pain, between schedules and missiles, between a tournament and a war. This is not the only shadow over the World Cup. There are more, and they are closer to home.
And before we start chapter number 3, I would love just to go through and review some of the important words that were covered in the previous chapters. The first word was tournament. So a tournament is a big event. Another word is championship, especially one that happens regularly. And this is the case, of course, with the World Cup. It's a tournament that happens regularly. Another word that we have seen is a host country. A host country is a country that organizes an event and where other people from other countries need to travel to watch that event. A country is qualified if it meets the requirements to go and to participate in that tournament. If you are disqualified, of course, you are eliminated. So disqualified or eliminated is the opposite of qualified. Another word or another important word that we have seen was a travel ban. A travel ban is when certain people or people from a certain country are not allowed to travel to another country because of political or other reasons. Finally, a last word that I would love to go with you through is withdrawal. So if a team withdraws, that means that they choose to leave the tournament and not participate. Very kindly, please click the like button before we go to chapter number 3. Of course, make sure to subscribe if you are enjoying the video so far, and let's go to the next chapter.
Chapter 3. borders, bans, and broken doors. The World Cup is supposed to welcome everyone. That is the idea. Open arms, open doors. Come and celebrate. But in 2026, many doors are closed. The United States government has placed travel bans on people from 39 countries. 39. These bans block citizens of those countries from getting tourist visas to enter the United States. Some of these countries have teams playing in the World Cup: Iran, Haiti, Senegal, Côte d'Ivoire. The players themselves are allowed in, coaches too, and immediate family. There is an official exception for athletes, but fans? Ordinary supporters who bought tickets? They cannot come. Think about that. Haiti qualified for the World Cup for the first time in over 50 years. This is a historic moment for a small country that has suffered so much. Earthquakes, poverty, violence. And now, finally, something to celebrate. But most Haitian fans cannot travel to the United States to watch their team. They are banned. The same applies to Iranian fans, to Senegalese fans, to fans from Côte d'Ivoire. This creates a strange situation. A World Cup where some nations play, but their people cannot watch. Tickets are sold, but the door is locked. Beyond the travel bans, there is another concern. Immigration enforcement. The United States government has increased immigration operations across the country. Officers arrest people in cities, near schools, at public places. Some operations happen in the same cities where World Cup matches will be played. Many people worry. Will immigration agents be present near stadiums? Will fans feel afraid to attend matches? Will communities near the venues feel safe? Some lawmakers have asked for clear rules. They want immigration enforcement to stay away from World Cup events. They introduced new laws for this purpose. But so far, there are no firm guarantees. The head of the immigration agency was asked directly, "Will you stay away from the games?" He did not say yes. He said his agency would be part of the security system for the tournament. This answer worried many people. Human rights organizations have raised alarms. They say the World Cup risks becoming a tournament where fear replaces joy, where borders replace bridges. FIFA created a special system called the FIFA Pass. It gives ticket holders faster visa appointments. But a faster appointment does not guarantee a visa. And for people from banned countries, it does not help at all. There is also a new visa fee being discussed. A fee of $250 on top of the normal visa cost. If this fee is applied before the World Cup, a simple tourist visa could cost over $400. For many fans around the world, this is too much. The World Cup was given to 3 countries. 3 countries that promise to welcome the world. But the world is finding it hard to get in. Canada and Mexico are easier to enter. Their visa rules are more flexible. Some fans are choosing to watch matches only in those countries, avoiding the United States entirely. This was not the plan. This was not the dream. Football says it unites people, but in 2026, politics divides them. The question is simple. Can you host the world's biggest party and lock the door at the same time. Chapter 4. The Price of a Dream. Let's talk about money. The 2026 World Cup is the most expensive World Cup ever. Not just to organize, but to attend. Ticket prices have reached levels never seen before in football. The most expensive tickets for the final were sold for more than $6,000. Then, through a system called dynamic pricing, those same tickets jumped to nearly $9,000. $9,000 for one football match. Dynamic pricing means the price changes based on demand. When many people want the same ticket, the price goes up, and up, and up. This is common for concerts and airline tickets, but for the World Cup, it feels different. The World Cup is supposed to be for everyone, for the rich and the poor, for the lucky and the ordinary. When tickets cost thousands of dollars, the ordinary fan disappears. The stadium fills with corporate guests, with wealthy tourists, with people who can afford the price. The atmosphere changes, the noise changes, the heart of football changes. And it is not only tickets. Hotels in host cities have raised their prices. Some rooms that normally cost $150 a night now cost $500 or more during the tournament. Flights between host cities are expensive too. A simple trip from Dallas to Miami can cost hundreds of dollars during the World Cup period. For a family of 4, attending just one World Cup match, including flights, hotels, food, and tickets, can easily cost more than $5,000. Many fans around the world earn less than that in a month. Some earn less in a year. FIFA says demand is enormous. They claim more than 500 million ticket requests were received in one sales window. But they have not shared detailed information to support that number. Some people question whether the demand is real for all matches, or only for the big ones: Argentina, Brazil, England, Spain, Portugal. What about the smaller teams? What about the early matches in smaller cities? Will those stadiums be full? Or will empty seats tell a different story? The cost problem is not just about fans. It also affects the host cities themselves. Preparing for the World Cup costs money, security, transport, infrastructure, emergency services. The United States government promised $625 million in federal security grants for host cities. But that money has been delayed. Political disagreements have held it up. Some cities are worried. They say the delay could be catastrophic for their planning. Without that money, security becomes a problem. Each of the 104 matches needs protection. Police, medical teams, technology, coordination between cities, states, and federal agencies. Some fan events have already been canceled or reduced because of concerns about safety and cost. A large outdoor viewing event planned in New Jersey was replaced with smaller gatherings. Officials said they wanted more people to enjoy the experience. But security concerns were also part of the decision. Money shapes everything. Who can attend? Who can play? Who feels safe? Who gets left behind? The World Cup is a celebration. But celebrations have a price, and in 2026, that price is very, very high. Chapter 5. Trouble in the South. Mexico is one of the 3 host countries. It will hold 13 matches, including the opening game, in the famous Azteca Stadium, in Mexico City. For Mexico, this is a moment of pride. Football is life in Mexico. It is culture. It is identity. Mexico has hosted the World Cup twice before, in 1970 and in 1986. This is its 3rd time on the stage. But in early 2026, something happened. Something violent. The Mexican government killed a powerful cartel boss. His name was Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes. He was the leader of one of the most dangerous criminal groups in Mexico. After his death, violence erupted. His followers attacked. Armed groups moved through cities. Businesses closed. People stayed inside. Fear spread. And some of this violence happened in Jalisco, the state where Guadalajara is located. Guadalajara is one of the World Cup host cities. It is scheduled to hold 4 matches. The world noticed. News reports asked the question, is Mexico safe for the World Cup? The president of Mexico said yes. She promised there would be no risk for fans. FIFA also expressed confidence. The head of FIFA said he trusted Mexico completely. But trust is not the same as safety. And promises are not the same as protection. This is not new. Questions about safety were raised before the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, and before the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Both tournaments were successful in the end, but the concerns were real. And they are real again now. For fans thinking about traveling to Mexico, the violence creates doubt. Some may choose to avoid Guadalajara. Some may avoid Mexico entirely. Others will go and enjoy a country famous for its warmth and passion. Mexico has experience. It has hosted major events before. It knows how to organize. It knows how to protect. But the timing of the violence is unfortunate. It came at the worst possible moment, just as the world was looking at Mexico with excitement. Now, some of that excitement carries a shadow. The matches in Mexico City and Monterrey are expected to be safer. These cities have stronger security systems, more resources, more control. Guadalajara remains the question mark. The city itself is beautiful. The people are welcoming. The food is incredible. The football culture is deep. But the headlines tell a different story. Mexico will do everything it can. But in 2026, doing everything may not be enough to calm every fear. This is the challenge of hosting the world. You cannot hide your problems. The cameras see everything. The journalists ask everything. The fans feel everything. Mexico is ready for football. The question is whether football is ready for Mexico's reality. Chapter 6. Football and Politics. The World Cup has always had a connection to politics, but usually that connection stays quiet. In the background, not in 2026. In 2026, politics is not behind the scenes. It is on stage, under the lights, in front of the cameras. In December 2025, the official World Cup draw took place in Washington, at the Kennedy Center, a beautiful venue, full of cameras and flags. The President of the United States was there. The President of Mexico was there. The Prime Minister of Canada was there. The President of FIFA was there. And something unusual happened. FIFA created a new award, the FIFA Peace Prize. Its first recipient was the President of the United States. This surprised many people. Some were shocked. Others were angry. FIFA has strict rules about political neutrality. The organization is supposed to stay independent, separate from governments, separate from leaders. But in 2026, that separation feels thin. The relationship between the head of FIFA and the United States government has drawn attention. Critics say the two are too close. They point to moments during the Club World Cup earlier in 2025. Family members of the president were given official roles usually reserved for former players. For many football lovers, this feels wrong. Football should not belong to any government. It should belong to everyone. At the same time, the political situation in the United States affects the tournament directly. The government's policies on immigration shape who can come and who cannot. Its foreign policy shapes which countries feel welcome. Its spending decisions shape whether cities are ready. When politics enters the stadium, the game changes. Not on the scoreboard, but in the feeling, in the atmosphere, in the meaning. Some countries have considered boycotts, not playing, not attending, walking away. So far, no country has officially withdrawn. But the conversations are happening. In meeting rooms, in private calls, in the quiet spaces where decisions are really made. Football has survived political tension before. It survived the Cold War. It survived boycotts and protests. It has always found a way to continue. But 2026 is testing that strength. The question is not whether the tournament will happen. It will. The question is what kind of tournament it will be. Will it feel like a celebration or a compromise? Will fans feel joy or tension? The answer depends on the next few weeks. On decisions not yet made. On words not yet spoken. On actions not yet taken. Football can carry the weight of the world. But even football has limits. And in 2026, those limits are being tested. Every day, every headline, every decision. Chapter 7. A quiet question about tomorrow. The 2026 World Cup will begin. The lights will turn on. The players will walk onto the pitch. The anthems will play. The ball will move. And for 90 minutes, the world will watch. Together. This is what football does. It stops time. It makes strangers feel like family. It turns cities into stadiums and streets into parties. But when the final whistle blows, the problems will still be there. The wars will not stop because of a goal. The borders will not open because of a tournament. The prices will not drop because of a match. This World Cup arrives at a difficult moment. A moment when the world is asking big questions about itself. Can countries that disagree still celebrate together? Can a sport that claims to unite people survive in a divided world? Can a tournament be fair when some fans are banned and others pay thousands? These are not questions for FIFA alone. They are questions for everyone. For the 48 teams, this is still a dream. Players have trained their entire lives for this. Young men from small countries who grew up kicking a ball on dusty streets. Stars from famous clubs who have won everything except this. For them, the World Cup is everything. Politics does not change the feeling of scoring a goal, of hearing your anthem, of wearing your country's shirt. For the fans who will travel, this is an adventure. Expensive, complicated, maybe even stressful, but unforgettable. For the fans who cannot travel, this is a screen, a television, a phone, watching from far away, hoping, cheering, feeling every moment from a distance. For the host cities, this is a test. Can they deliver? Can they be safe? Can they be ready? For the 3 host countries, this is a statement, a message to the world. Here we are, this is us. Welcome. But welcome means more than words. It means actions. It means openness. It means making people feel that they belong. In 2026, that message is complicated. Not impossible, but complicated. Some people say this World Cup will be the greatest ever. The biggest, the loudest, the most exciting. Others say it will be remembered for its problems, its contradictions, its shadows. The truth will probably be somewhere in between. Because football is like life. It is beautiful and messy at the same time. It brings joy and frustration in the same match. It connects and divides in the same breath. The 2026 World Cup will not solve the world's problems. No tournament can. But it can remind us of something simple, something old, that people from every country, from every language, from every background, still want the same thing: to come together, to feel alive, to share a moment. Even when the world makes it hard, the ball is round, the pitch is green, the whistle will blow, and for a few weeks this summer, the world will try to celebrate, try to connect, try to believe that football still means something bigger than politics. That is the hope. Whether the world lives up to it is the question no one can answer yet. But the game will begin, and as always, anything can happen.
And with this, we arrive to the end of the story of the 2026 World Cup that will be organized by 3 host countries. We have learned a lot of words through this story. And of course, we learned also that football is not just a sport. It's not just about the game. It's about money, power, and a lot of politics. Before we leave this video, of course, I would love to remind you that this is just one of our amazing videos that we share with you to help you learn English. I hope you have benefited from the story. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have learned any new words that stuck with you, make sure to share them with us in the chat or in the comment of this video. And make sure to use them in a full sentence. That way you will remember them better. Also, we would love to end with one question, which is, Is your country participating in the next World Cup? And if so, do you think your team has a chance to win the World Cup? Do you have big hopes, or are you just participating and enjoying the moment? And with this, we come to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure, of course, to subscribe. Make sure to activate that bell button. And of course, if you know someone who may benefit from the channel, make sure to share it with them. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video and the next story.